Wole Soyinka drops hot bombshell for Tinubu. Good morning, everyone, and thank you for tuning in and listening to this headline that we got in earnings this morning. As our headline for this morning says that Wole Soyinka drops a hot bombshell for Tinubu. In a pointed critique, Nobel laureate Professor Wole Soyinka has expressed deep disappointment with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's recent address to the nation, specifically highlighting the president's failure to address the violent suppression of the #EndBadGovernance protest by security agencies. Soyinka's remarks were made in a statement on Sunday following Tinubu's address, where the president outlined his administration's efforts to mitigate the unrest but fell short on the critical issue of protest management. The #EndBadGovernance protests, which have entered their fourth consecutive days, reflects widespread frustration over Nigeria's escalating economic hardship, rising poverty levels, and perceived ineffective governance. Protesters have taken to the streets to demand better conditions and accountability from the president. Yet the state response has been marked by violence, with reports of live ammunition being used against demonstrators. Soyinka, an eminent figure in Nigerian literature and political activism, emphasized that dire consequences of such sanctioned violence. I set my alarm clock for this morning to ensure that I did not miss President Bola Tinubu's impatiently awaited address to the nation on the current unrest across the nation. Soyinka remarked, underscoring the anticipation of a substantial response from the president. However, Soyinka found the address lacking, particularly in its failure to address the violent suppression of protest. He articulated his concern, noting such shortcomings, short-changing of civic deserving regrettably goes to arm the security forces in the exercise of impunity and condemns the nation to a seemingly unbreakable cycle of resentment and respirals. The Lawrence highlighted the historical context of protest management in Nigeria, drawing parallels with pre-independence colonial oppression. He referenced Hubert Ogunde folk opera "Bread and Bullets", which criticized colonial governance and earned Ogunde persecution from colonial authorities. Soyinka suggested that the current government's response to peaceful protests mirrors this colonial disdain, indicating a regression rather than progress in governance. Soyinka also drew attention to international examples of protest management, specifically citing the Yellow Vest movement in France. He pointed out that despite the intensity of these protests, the French security forces refrained from using lethal force, even in direct confrontation. In all of the coverage that I watched, I did not catch one single instance of a gun level at protesters, much less fired at them, even during direct physical confrontation. He observed, suggesting that Nigerian security forces should adopt similar restraint. The lieutenant warned that using bullets where bread is pleaded symbolized a grave reaggression and potentially prefaced more desperate upheavals or resolutions. He urged the government to abandon the use of lethal force permanently and to initiate a lasting transformation on how civic protests are managed. The time is long overdue, surely, to abandon permanently the anarchist resort to lethal means by the security agencies of governance, Soyinka asserted. Soyinka also called on today's protesters to consider adopting the songs from Ogunde's Bread and Bullets as a form of protest anthem, aiming to invoke a sense of shame in the continued use of colonial-era tactics against civilians. He emphasized the need to break his vicious cycle of violence and impunity, advocating for a more humane and civilized approach to handling civic dissent. Well, in summary, Wole Soyinka's statement serves as a powerful critique of President Tinubu's address and the broader issue of protest management in Nigeria. His call for a shift away from violent repression towards more civilized and empathic governance underscores the urgent need for reform on how to stage response to civic unrest. And that is what we have for you guys concerning this headline today this morning, which says that Wole Soyinka drops hot bombshell for Tinubu. And what of course I did for me this morning. And if you're not a subscriber, the best you can do right here, right now, If you tap that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, leave a like on this video to get more updates concerning this in the nearest future to come. Wole Soyinka drops hot bombshell for Tinubu. And what are we even looking at over here? Well, Wole Soyinka has expressed this disappointment, deep disappointment, yes, with Tinubu's recent address to the nation concerning that hashtag end bad governance protest that came and gone. Yes, everybody know that what Tinubu said to address the people did not even make sense at all. Like, it did not even address the points and the problem that caused that hashtag end bad governance protest. It did not even address the insecurity that happened, whereby security agencies were using little force to stop this. Like we all know that the hashtag end bad governance protest was bloody in some part of the in some part of the country. Yes, Soyinka remarks were made in a statement on Sunday following Tinubu's address, where the president outlined his administration's effort to mitigate the unrest, but fell short on the critical issue of protest management. Mhm. They could not even manage the protest at all. They could not manage our country, so how do you expect them to manage a protest? That is it. When I said that Tinubu has failed to deliver, do you think I was lying? There's no. Let me not say there's no hope for this country, but it is hard to see hope in Tinubu. It is hard to say that Tinubu will actually bring hope again to this country. Believe me, it is very, very hard for civilians to say, because people don't know what to do again in this country. They didn't solve the problem that caused the crisis. They're not still solving that problem up to now. They didn't solve the problem that caused the protest too, and they're not still solving that problem up to now. What has Tinubu done to alleviate hunger? Nothing. People are just wondering, say that man just sit down for there. I don't just understand. Is he just sitting down there? Mm-hmm. That is why Wole Soyinka said all this. That he's not actually doing what he's supposed to do, which is true. But what do you guys just think actually? Drop your own comment in the comment section. Don't forget to leave a like on this video. Then tap the subscribe button as a big red one with the notification bell, so that anytime I have any new video, you'll be the first to get notified about it. Once again, thank you for tuning in and have a wonderful day ahead of you.